Moving on, it is with utmost pride that I announce the name of our first guest speaker for today, Mrs. Shivani Agarwal. वे एक सफल माँ, अर्धांगिनी और बेटी होने के अलावा एक प्रैक्टिसिंग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट भी है। शिवानी भारत की पहली महिला खिलाड़ी है जिन्होंने केटल बेल स्पोर्ट्स में देश के लिए स्वर्ण पदक जीता एवं 4 बार विश्व चैंपियन बना। In life, every ending is just the start of another story. Mrs. Shivani, our guest speaker, is here to prove that. Let's welcome Mrs. Shivani Agarwal with a huge round of applause.
आप सबको मेरा बहुत बहुत नमस्कार. This is not a part of my script, but hearing so many inspiring stories, मैं चाहूँगी हम सब मिलकर दुर्गा माँ का आवाहन करें. सर्व मंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमस्तुते. Jai Hind, and thank you so much for having me over. Holding the tricolor high, having the national anthem sung on a foreign land, being a mother, a chartered accountant with absolutely no background in fitness, and getting India's first gold in kettlebell sports worldwide, yes, it gave me goosebumps. It was a moment of pride, it was a moment of immense pride for me when I became India's only first woman world champion. So how did this happen? Was it some sort of magic, hard work, luck, blessings of my parents? I think this and a lot more. Let me give you a small glimpse into my life. As a child, I've been someone who's weighed almost 80 kgs through her life, and whatever I used to wear used to tear. And I had a sister who was very petite, and my mother always had a problem that iske kapde tumhe pass on nahi kar sakte. You know the kids of the 1980s? For us, the framework of life was very simple. You know, we pretty much did what we were told. We ate what we were given. Gay was just another word for being happy, and lesbian was the capital of Portugal. So, you know, honestly, so how did this happen? Well, just like a four-wheeler car, I realized my life should move on 4 wheels. My professional life, my personal life, my family life, and my social life. I qualified chartered accountancy fairly young at the age of 22. Well, honestly, didn't have much of an option. Back in those days, we weren't allowed to step out for education. Coming back home after a certain time was sacrilege. So I had an uncle who was a chartered accountant, and it was a very obvious career choice for me. After qualification, I joined my first job in PricewaterhouseCoopers. And believe me, until then, I did not even know how to work on a laptop. And my first assignment was an Australian assignment, where I had to work on an Excel, MS Excel. And until then, I did not know how do I open an Excel sheet. I used to come back teary-eyed every evening, not knowing what to do. With the support of my parents, I gave my first chance to entrepreneurship. I started my practice under the aegis of Shivani Shah and Associates. Today, I stand tall before all of you as the National Faculty for GST and Indirect Taxes for the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. More than often in boardrooms and courtrooms, I'm the only woman, and that kind of helps. But when I qualified, it took a while for people to comprehend me as a chartered accountant. Probably, you know, good looks and being a chartered accountant did not go hand in hand. But yes, being a chartered accountant, I get to interact with the best brains in the country. And having said that, that makes the first wheel of my life fairly steady, my professional life. Coming back to my family life. Well, I'm a very proud daughter, a proud wife, and a proud mother. My parents and my husband say that they are very, very proud of me. And I, for one, am invited to many workshops as a parenting coach. So I would like to assume I'm doing fairly well also as a parent. It's not easy. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy because, and I think most of you would resonate with this feeling, my husband's work keeps him in Assam, and my work keeps me in Calcutta. I am the lucky or the unlucky one who gets to see him not more than 5 days in a month. So life is not easy with long distance relationships, but much like him, I am learning. And I can safely say that the second wheel of my life, my family life, is steady, and we are still working on it. My limited interaction with my extended family and my friends make up for my social life. Now coming to the fourth wheel of life. Do you remember which was the fourth wheel of life we spoke about? My personal life. So, for the longest time, I did not feel the need to have a personal life. But the turning point in my life came when I became a mother to a young boy. They say it takes a village to raise a child. In my case, I was the village. Being a chartered accountant by practice in a super nuclear setup with my husband always traveling, I knew that the challenges were immense. But then I looked at myself and I said, I think it was about 3 months postpartum, what is my mojo? What is it that makes me intrinsically happy? Something that gets me a lot of pleasure. Saving taxes for my clients, or cooking up a good meal for my family, or going for a cup of coffee with my friends. Is that it? Is that my life? The answer was no. I had to get my mojo. And then, suffering with postpartum weight, I decided to hit the gym. Now, I have been someone who's never participated even in march past back in school. Forget about kettlebells. And my husband pushed me, and there I met my coach and my mentor, Mr. Arnab Sarkar, who introduced me to the beautiful bells called the kettlebells. And then we started practicing. And luck had it that with the pressures of work and a nuclear family, I had to call it quits again. But this time, I knew that I would not stop. A couple of weeks after that, my coach called me and he said that would you like to train home? मैंने सोचा नेकी और पूछ why not? Back then, friends, the idea was just to lose weight and to look a certain way. And then we started practicing. We started practicing lifting bells just with the idea to be fit. I participated in the local competitions, my first national competition in Delhi. And that was the first time ever I, for one, was traveling, and that too for a sporting competition all alone outside the city. We went, and the one thing I promised myself that this time I will not quit. You are most satisfied when what you do is in complete sync with who you are. And perhaps that was my moment, my eureka moment, when I thought that yes, I think this is what I want. I had the fortune of representing the country in Uzbekistan in 2018, followed by my second gold in Australia in 2019, my third in the French Opens in 2021, and very recently in Greece in 2022. And then I realized that how did a woman weighing 80 kgs for most of her school life, a chartered accountant by profession, a mother, a wife, who's otherwise squarely comfortable in her life, would go on to ace a sport like kettlebell, make herself, her family, and most importantly, her country proud. If I was to give you a few snapshots from my journey, it would be the first one, mentorship. Winston Churchill once said that you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. And my mentor did exactly that. He told me that what is the point in living if you don't try and do something remarkable at least once in your life. He made me see a higher side of me, and that's exactly what mentors do. And I personally feel each one of us need a mentor. Across any age, across any gender, we all need a mentor. And believe me, once you have proper mentorship, you can see the magic of life unfold. The second concept that I've always kept in mind is that if you are persistent, you will get it. And if you are consistent, you shall keep it. I got my first gold, then the second, then the third, and then the fourth. And many people ask me, what is it that keeps you going? Why is it that you keep chasing one after the other? And I always tell them one thing, that अब रुकना नहीं है. And let me share a small anecdote with you. Uh, there was this beautiful museum in Italy, and a conversation was struck between a marble tile and a marble statue. And what was the conversation? The tile told the statue that, hey buddy, why is it that whenever anyone enters this museum, they look at you in awe and they just have such good things to say about you? But look at me, they come, they trample on me, walk past me. So the statue paused for a moment and said, but hey buddy, are we not from the same cave? The tile said, absolutely, and that is the reason why I feel even worse. The statue said, you remember that sculptor who tried to work on us? The tile said, oh yes, I despise that guy. God, he was so nasty. And then the statue said that, hey dear, remember when he tried to work on you, you resisted, but I accepted it. And hence I am the statue I am today. Friends, life through its good and the bad moments sculpt us, teach us, and life is the sculptor. In my story, I chose to be the statue. You have to choose what you want to be. Having said this, I always feel that you can come, stand on the stage, narrate stories, and 15 minutes is all you have to tell your side of the story. But I also feel that to always remain motivated is a tall ask. आप किस को लगता है आज हॉल के बाहर जाके आप कुछ करेंगे? Or you feel that you will just keep these as memories. How many one of you are anyway already motivated? Can I have a raise of hands? Yes. Just a few. I think about 10, maybe 5, right? The deal is that to stay always motivated is a tall ask. And as one of our ex-speakers said, it's okay not to be okay. But, as Warren Buffett once said, you may not be more remarkable than the others. You may not be more remarkable than the others. But, you have to be more disciplined than the others. Discipline, अब छोटी मुँह बड़ी बात, आप सब इतने बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म पे हैं, but मैंने जितनी अपनी लाइफ में देखा है, the one thing that has helped me sail through all these ups and downs is a sense of discipline. Because when you are disciplined, it gets you a certain mastery on your thoughts, and that mastery helps you achieve a lot in many other skill sets in life. And also the 1 percentile list. Back in 2015, when I delivered my son, and I was looking at my mojo, I chanced upon this concept of the 1 percentile list. That whatever you do, it may be just whatever, try and be in the top 1 percentile. Because when you do that, you will attain a certain mastery, and that will help you in many other endeavors in life. So many people ask me, कि यार शिवानी आप करते कैसे हो? आप ममा भी हो, you are also a wife and chartered accountant, and then you lift bells for the country. And I always tell them one thing. Acha, before I tell you, how many of you feel pressed for time? कि कुछ extra curricular करना है, then you feel or you have that feeling that no, हो नहीं पाएगा, we'll have to plan it out, or you're pressed for time. How many of you feel that? None? You all have enough time? Yeah, I mean, या तो ऐसे या ऐसे. I mean, this I'll take it at this, right? So I met a doctor friend of mine, and he told me one thing: it's never about having time; it's always about making time. आज की लाइफ में हम इतनी चीजों को लेकर अपने माइंड को क्लटर कर लेते हैं. एक कहावत, अभी दिवाली की सफाई आपने सभी अपने घरों में की होगी, मैंने भी की. और my mother always tells me one thing, that when you choose to keep something, ask your heart. When you choose to store something, ask your house. That means आप अपने दिलो दिमाग में उन्हीं चीज़ों को रखिए जिससे आपको लगता है कि आपको कोई वैल्यू एडिशन होगा या आपका फायदा होगा. There is a very famous Japanese art. It's called decluttering. That means you start cleaning by category. I am a chartered accountant, and hence I work a lot on the laptop. But when I see my team's laptop, it's all cluttered desktop. So for me, it gives me a perspective that a cluttered desktop will give you a cluttered mind. So like we apply the concept of cleaning and decluttering in our daily lives, When you try and apply it on yourself in toto, you see the magic of life unfold. And most important, as the Delphic maxim says, know yourself. It was, I think, the ripe age of 32, 33, when I realized I had lifting skills. Now imagine someone who's weighed 80 kgs, never participated in a single sports competition or an event back in school or in college, lifting belts for the country. Yes, it came at a price, but also with the help of mentorship, the support of my family, discipline, sculpting my life, and dropping everything which was unnecessary, I was able to discover my true self. And you know what was the icing on the cake? Very recently, when I received a handwritten letter from the Honorable Prime Minister of the country, Shri Narendra Modi, wherein he spoke at length about me being a daughter, a chartered accountant, and an athlete, made me realize that my journey has just begun. And I would like Lokesh to maybe share that on the screen if he can. And to sum up, अगर मुझे कोई पूछे कि भाई आप 3 चीज़ें बताइए जो आपको अपनी लाइफ से आप दूसरों को प्रेरणा दे सकते हैं. I always tell this. In fact, I was sharing this with my son yesterday. He was a little sad that Mama is going and Daddy is not there as usual and he'll be all alone in the house. And I told him one thing. We call him Lavik, which is also another name for Ma Durga. I said, always remember that you need to have someone to look up to, someone to look forward to, and third, someone to chase. For me, I look up to my God, the Almighty, because He has blessed me with opportunities that is in no human hand, and that is the reason why I stand here at this prestigious platform. Second, someone to look forward to. I am a result of my parents, a very supportive husband, and my son. And those are the people I want to make the most proud. And hence, those people are the ones I look forward to. After a long day at work, the only people I look forward to is them. And third is to chase my hero. I was 15, fairly obese, and someone asked me that, who's your hero? I said, hang on, let me think it up. And you come to me after 5 days. The gentleman came to me after 5 days and asked me, who's your hero? I said, my hero is still 10 years away. I was 15. And luck had it that he came to me again at 25. I was 25. And he asked me, where is your hero? I said, my hero is still 10 years away. At 35, where is your hero? I said, I'm sorry, I'm still chasing my hero. It's still 10 years away. I'm 40 today and my hero is 5 years away. So hence, have someone you can always chase. So someone to look up to, someone to look forward to, and someone you can chase. And yes, as someone has very rightly put, and I'd like all of you to join me, कोशिश करने वालों की लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है. Come on guys, you can join me. I'm repeating the last line. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है. मन का हिम्मत रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना ना अखरता है. आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. जय हिंद. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी.